Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. So this came out May 13th, 1988, directed by John Carl Buechler. I'm going to check this off now. I don't know how long after the events of August 13th, 1993, happening in Part 7, Jason lives. Doesn't say if it's like a month, a day, a year, no mention of time. But Jason's still chained from Tommy Jarvis, you know, chaining him to a rock in the lake. So he's still chained. He's still down there in Crystal Lake. But now it's also back to Crystal Lake. It's no more Forest Green. It's now back to Crystal Lake, right? We were at Forest Green before. I'm sorry, my notes are everywhere, everywhere. Forest Green. Okay, yeah, no. So we're back to Crystal Lake. No more Forest Green. So this is about this girl, Tina. When she was a kid, she's, you know, psychic. She's got telekinetic powers. And her family owns a house, a lake house on Crystal Lake. And so her dad, like, hit her mom and, like, she wished him dead. And then she, like, causes the pier to collapse when she's in a boat and he drowns. Okay. Years go by. She's now a late teen, early 20s, something like that. A kid, but like an older kid, a grown-up kid. And her mom and a doctor go back to the family lake house to try to, you know, see if she could face, you know, the death of her father, to stop having these delusions, whatever. But really the doctor's trying to test her limits of telekinetics and how much can she actually move and with her mind and what can she see. And then all of a sudden Tina starts to see the deaths of all of these other kids that just rented the house next door. It's somebody's uncle's house, lake house that they moved in, you know, for the weekend or whatever. So everybody's pairing up, they're hooking up, sex, drugs, rock and roll, and as all the great horror films are. And so Tina thinks that she's bringing her dad back from the lake, but like she releases the chains around Jason's neck, and then he's a decomposed zombie corpse of Jason, now wreaking havoc, killing all the kids, killing Tina's mom, killing the doctor, killing all these people. And so last two standing are Nick, whose uncle the house is, and Tina, whose family lives next door. And so it's Nick and Tina versus Jason, and Jason throws Nick against the wall, and then Tina, she electrocutes him at one point. She ties a cord around his neck with her mind, strangles him, drops him into a basement, burns him in the basement, and then eventually, what's the aftermath? Where's my notes? Oh, and then when Nick and Tina are left on this new pier, Tina's drowned father is now back, wraps around chain around Jason's neck and drags him back down to the bottom of Crystal Lake. And that's the last thing we see of Jason. And then we see Tina and Nick getting hauled into the same ambulance, and they go away, and she's like, he's dead. Jason's dead. And then the credits roll. This movie was boring compared to the other ones. The other ones are great. 4 and 5 are my absolute favorites. And 1 through 5 is great. 1 through 6 is great because it completes the Tommy Jarvis story, right? 4, 5, and 6 is the Tommy Jarvis arc. So now we have this with Tina, and it's just like, meh. It's not really, doesn't really do anything for me. And like, I don't know a timeline. I don't know. I don't know. So this is definitely the new blood, definitely new versions of Jason, because he's just a zombie at this point, but he's a conscious zombie with superhuman abilities. So like, it's a horror film. At this point, I have to try to, I guess, disassociate with the timeline, because the timeline made sense for the other ones. But like, this didn't really have a timeline, because I don't know how long after the 6th movie it took place. How long was he chained in the lake? I don't know. But it's really it. I don't know, fun facts about this movie. It wasn't really that deep of a story. It's just some psychic girl with telekinetic powers is bringing her dead father back to life and bringing zombie Jason out from the lake. What happens next? Let's see. I think the 8th is Jason Takes Manhattan. I have a lot of feelings about that we need to talk about. So let's go over the next Nightmare on Elm Street, and then we'll do the next Friday the 13th, and so on and so forth. We're getting there. We got a lot to discuss, but we're getting there, and we're keeping our notes. We're good to go. Mucho mahalo.